Okay, number one? Number one? Okay. So tell me something. What was your critical control point for bacterial contamination? Number one.
Like what number?
Oh no, like, are you?
Oh, I got it. I'm not number one.
Okay. Who has number one written on their test paper?
Oh, it's every one of y'all.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. So, what is your critical control point
Listen,
for bacterial contamination?
I'm not sure if I did this right, but I'll just tell you what I think.
Just tell me what you got.
So, for number one, I said a potential critical control point can be located on the transportation refrigerated truck.
Okay. Transportation, I didn't want one. One person said that the critical control point can be on a transportation truck. So meat coming in can be contaminated when it gets to you, right?
Exactly.
Okay? Now, number 11. Got a day for Wednesday. Number 11? Whose paper is number 11? Number 11. First of all, number 11, what was your critical control point? Where was it?
My answer was number 11, that it's stored inside freezer.
Okay, so what would you do to control, what would be your preventive measure? To reduce or prevent bacterial contamination at number 11?
Number 2, storage and raw heating refrigerator.
Okay, so what would you do to prevent bacterial contamination?
To keep this under
Keep the temperature, and at what critical limit would that temperature be?
less than 40.
Less than 40. Okay. If it's in the freezer, okay, less than 40. Okay. It will be less than 40. And that could be, okay? Who's 21? Got these ones today. Number 21, Miss LeBron.
Oh, it was going by my face.
What was your critical control point? What? Bacterial contamination. What?
I said 8, make sausage patties and wings. Because
Okay.
it depends, like I said.
Okay.
Human doing it, the machine doing it.
Okay. So how would you take number 4? How would you monitor? How would you monitor the hazard?
I said culturing for bacteria more often.
Okay,
every
so-
batch,
Okay, culturing. And how frequently would you do that?
every batch.
Every batch. And who would be responsible for overseeing the monitoring?
I don't know much about plants, but I said the biologist on staff.
Okay, very good. The microbiologist, the biologist would be responsible. So in this instance, she's saying that contamination occurred where you fix the patties, and what would she monitor would be, she would culture, and she would do it every batch that comes in, and the person responsible for this would be the microbiologist, okay? Number 10, who's 10? Lucky 10, okay? Number 5, what would you do? What would your critical control point?
Mine was the deboning of the meat in areas of 50 degrees or less.
Okay, so if you had bacterial contamination there, what would you do to prevent this from happening again? Let's say that somewhere along, let's say that you cultured too, at the bone there, and you find that there was contamination. What would you do to prevent this from happening in the end, your corrective action?
also not familiar with like the layouts, but if they're doing it in a room that has doors and seals, I would make sure that the seals are correct in the doorways, that they open the doors as little as possible, that they check the accuracy of the thermometers in the rooms that they're deboning in.
Okay. And if they're deboning with knives, what might you want to do with the knives?
Sterilize them.
Make sure that they're clean, right? By the same token, $34. I got the one. 34. Who's number 34? Number 34. Let's suppose your meat is contaminated. What you gonna do with that meat?
I don't have that paper, I'm sorry.
But what would you do with it? You got contaminated meat. You got several choices. None of them can be wrong. What would you do? You would do what?
Eliminate it.
You would discard it.
Yeah.
You can do that. Okay. Anybody else would do something different?
Okay.
Yes. What?
We'll send it to the zoo.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? You can cook it. Yeah, you can cook it. You can cook it. You can send it to the zoo. But you want to do something that's not come out and bat your ass. So we send it to the zoo. Okay. Who's 32? 32? Okay. Give me a couple of the critical control points. We had several. What else you say you do a critical control point for bacterial contamination?
I said 3 and 10.
3 was what?
The deboning of the meat in 50-degree
Okay.
area. I thought like keeping the temperature in the right, if it's not in the right temperature, there could be contamination.
Okay. And what was number 10?
The freeze patties and wing sausage, I thought if it wasn't frozen.
Okay. Okay. So, with bacterial contamination, you can almost any place you pick,
Yeah.
you can get what? Did anyone else have something else different for bacterial contamination? Does anyone have spices? Yes, that's a good one. Sometimes because everything else, you have to be certain where you get your spices from. Because everything else can be below temperature, but your spices can be contaminated. So you have to make sure that they're also clean, okay? So, and here's one of the most important things. Number 33? 33? Okay. Who would be responsible for maintaining records? And how often would you review these records?
Would it be like the USDA, FDA?
Now, it's going to be the plant, the person who has operation. It can be who?
Managers,
Okay, a manager.
yes,
And how often would you monitor the records?
every month in order to prevent,
Okay. So she was saying that there would be a manager who is responsible and they will review these every month. Okay? Now what you decide is what you decide. If it works for you, you just want to make sure that after monitoring it that it works. Okay? But if you do it, everything you say you're going to do, and your meat is still being contaminated, what? Not working, right? Okay. Okay. Very good. Those are some of the things, those are some of the basic things I just want you to look at when you're doing a HACCP plan. Most of it, to a certain degree, is common sense, but there are certain guidelines you want to follow. And on your test, please know the 7 principles of HACCP, which is what? Hazards, critical control point, Yes, all that. That's right. Okay. Number 31. Who's 31? 31? 31? One of the ones? Twice? Ms. Majel, I'll let you be 31.
It might be me. I don't have my papers. I don't know.
Okay, look up here. For hazard B, which is metal and frozen patties, what is the potential critical control point? And I'll go back up here so you can look. Can you see him?
Wait, who are you guys?
You. What are, if the hazard is metal and frozen patties, what is a potential critical control point?
Metal detectors?
Metal detectors. Okay, metal detectors. Very good. Metal detectors would be one. Okay? What would be your preventive measure? Of course, metal detectors. Okay? What would be, I'm going to throw this out, number 8. Who's number 8? What would be your critical limit? How much metal would you let get by before you consider it a problem?
I would think that I wouldn't want any metal.
Okay? She has 0 tolerance. Okay? So no metal. Okay? And yes.
I have a question about that.
Huh?
Because I put 1, but does that mean like I let one piece of metal be in the meat and then go off to sell, or I find one piece of metal, I take it out and then continue the meat down the line?
That means you could accept one piece of metal.
Going to market.
Right.
Okay.
That's what that would be. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Now, how would you monitor number 16? Who's 16? Okay. 16 again, huh? Lucky number. How would you monitor for metal in the food?
I just said I would have personnel with metal detectors
Okay.
to go over the meat as it's going down the
Okay.
process.
And how often would they do that?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah, so I would, like, in my plant, I would have specific people for that job doing
Okay, would it be every day or would it be continuous?
continuous.
Okay,
Continuous.
okay, continuous, okay.
Yeah.
And who would be responsible for overseeing this metal detection?
Like a worker assigned
Okay.
to it.
Very good, has to be someone. And okay. Who's number 12? 12, okay. What would you do if you didn't have a problem with metal? What would you do to correct it?
Change the equipment?
Excuse me?
Change the equipment?
You can change equipment. You would change equipment because it may not be working properly, right? Or you could change what? Suppose you got one person doing it. What would you do? The person that, suppose the equipment is fine.
Okay.
What do you do? Suppose it's a person operating the equipment. Well, you fire, you might want to change person. You can fire, man. You couldn't do that. You get a new person to do the job. What would you, number Number 25. Who's 25? What do you do with that meat that has metal in it? What are you gonna do with it?
Discard it.
You can discard it. Anything else you can do with it? And that's a good answer. You can discard it.
Since it's metal, you can rework it.
You can rework it and try to remove the metal. Those are two options you can do with it, okay? What else could you do back there? Send it to where? Send it to the zoo, right? The last one was chemical contamination. And the example we like to use on this, most of chemical contamination, it tends to be when you have washed the material down. Let's say at the beginning of the day, that you wash it down, and then you have to be careful to make sure you rinse it to do what? Get rid of residue. Okay? You want to make sure that you get rid of the residue. Okay? So assuming that the hazard is residue left from cleaning. Left from cleaning. Number 30. What's 30? 30? 30? No 30? What that means? What does that mean, Ms. Vantelli? Then on number 30, you'll be number 32. What is the potential critical control point if you have residue left over from cleaning?
Can it, like, okay, can it be the countertop for when you're adding the herbs and spices?
Could be in the middle. Number 8, which is making sausage patties and links. Number 8 would be a good place because every time you make sausage patties and links, if you take a break, you're gonna have to wash it down, right? And if they leave residue, you can get contamination there, right? Any other place anyone can think of?
6.
Number 6?
Number 1.
Yeah, 6. Number 1 could be a place, okay?
I put number 9.
Number 3,
Literally anywhere.
yeah.
All of it.
All of the above.
Basically, all the above, right? If it was a pyramid question, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Almost 10 of them, because you have to clean almost every place down, okay? What would you do to prevent, what would be a preventive measure on this, Miss 20? Who's 20?
I said you would wash the meat.
What are you going to do to prevent the meat from being contaminated by the residue left behind?
Like, make sure there's no chemical, like.
Right. You want to rinse it very well, right? What do you want to do to rinse it so there's no residue and to prevent it? The preventive measure will be rinsing thoroughly.
Okay.
And the critical limit will be what? How much residue left? Basically 0, right? How would number 1, how would you monitor this, number 1? Number 1.
Let's see, monitor, okay. So the individual responsible for adding the herbs and spices should be monitoring and cleaning it during every break and mostly at night perhaps. Is that okay? No? Is that not right?
No. If you had contamination of product by
How?
residue, how would you monitor the fact that residue has been removed?
Would you swab it and check it?
Yeah, you could swap and check. Who would be responsible for this? And most importantly, how often would you monitor it?
I think every.
After what?
Every
After every time you wash, right?
Yeah.
Don't do it all, but after every time you wash. Okay?
But who would be responsible for that?
You would, most times you designate an individual, so if something goes wrong, you can go back to that individual. And the individual failed, what will you do?
Fire them?
Re-educate them.
Someone said you re-educate them, right? You can rework them, or you can replace them, or you can fire them, right? You can do any of it, okay? I used to give these out in the past, and soon you realize that there are certain students I would not want to work for, because their corrective action was always fire someone. Can any other chemical residue you think that might contaminate equipment? Number 35. Who's 35? Number 35. What other chemical might contaminate the equipment